down there in Georgia, Ahmaud Arbery, remember the young man that was murdered last year? Now, apparently, his trial started last week. So, based off of the evidence that I seen and everything I hear about what's going on, these men went off and murdered that young man. Ahmaud Arbery, even if he stole copper out of that incomplete house or was casing out the incomplete house to rob it later, far as I know, it's not illegal to look at an incomplete house. Maybe it varies state to state. I don't know. But even if he did steal copper, if he was stealing, I don't know, 4x4, wood, whatever the case is, even if he did that, it still don't give you the right to drive around like 3 armed army men and hunt this young boy down. Race didn't have nothing to do with it. Just because it was 3 white men who victimized 1 black man, that's not necessarily racist. Just like if 3 black men victimized 1 white person, that's not necessarily racist. But America loved to paint racism. Black people, we need to have, if this is the case, we need to have this same energy every single time a black person get murdered by a black person. Because do black people really care about black people being murdered, or do we only care when it's a white murderer? Now, it does not give you the right to hunt this man down just because you allegedly think that he might have been planning on robbing that place. If anything, it would be still wrong. Follow the boy. Follow him. Don't get out your car. Maybe ask him from inside of your car, hey, what was you doing down at that house? Call the cops. Get the cops to come there. But they wanted to take it among themselves because one of the white men was an ex-police officer who still had a battery in his back and thought that he could be a vigilante on his own. And then they wound up murdering the boy. What do you think is going to happen if you get out your truck with a rifle in your hand and try to do whatever you're going to do? Y'all don't got no badge. If it was me and I was Ahmaud Arbery, I'd probably be dead too because I would have fought them back. I don't know these 3 white men jumping out this truck. I would have been fighting back too. They don't have no badge. I don't know who they are. And they talking about stop there. We need to do this. We need to take you somewhere. I'm like, they might be trying to kidnap me. They might want my melanin for all I know. So I would have fought them back too. I don't know if I would have did any better than Ahmaud Arbery. I think I might have been able to do some Spider-Man moves or something. I don't know. But most reasonable white people, most reasonable black people, if three armed people get out their car, or 1-2 armed people, and they got a rifle or whatever, you might try to fight them back. Or you might try to comply, but you don't know. Kidnapping is crazy. And they kidnapping men too. For all I know, you do what they say and comply with them, get in their truck, they're going to take you into a basement and do an experiment on your ass. So I don't blame Ahmaud Arbery for fighting them back. They didn't have the right to follow him and try to take him in their self. If anything, follow him, call the cops, get the cops to come. It was straight out murder based off of all the evidence that I seen. What's going on with the case? Now, if something else changes, I can have a difference of opinion. But based off of what I know now, these 3 men, all 3 of them should do 20 years apiece. Because they no good to society. And like I said, it has nothing to do with racism. Just because the victimizers was white and the victim was black is not racist. Sometimes people could just be a-holes. Same thing, vice versa. Just because a black person victimizes a white person, it does not mean necessarily racism. Sometimes people just like to take advantage of situations, take advantage of the weaker. It's absolutely wrong. Am I right or am I wrong about the Ahmaud Arbery case? Now, if I'm wrong, like I said, I'm willing to change my opinion. But based off of what I've seen, these white men straight up cold-blooded murdered that young man. And that's what I'm stick to unless somebody prove otherwise. This case started like 6 days ago. We're going to see what the results is. We're going to follow it. Now, majority of the juror that was chosen are white people. I think it's like 3 black people who was chosen to be jurors. But I got faith in the system. And I understand what the race hustlers and race baiters and Barack Hussein Obama and all of them people that hustle racism, Joe Biden, all of them Democratic far left people, they love to hustle racism. I don't think it's going to work like that. Just because the jury is majority white, they might have reason. They have reason in their heart. They're not just going to let these 3 white guys just get off if they clearly guilty. Have more faith in the system. Black people, have faith in the system. Based off of what I seen, they going to get convicted. Unless we find out some crazy evidence later, which I don't even understand how we can find out anything else. Because even if the boy, even if he murdered somebody in that abandoned house that same day, say we found out that he murdered somebody and they was hunting him down because he murdered somebody, it still don't give them the right to kill him. It don't matter what he did in that house. It don't matter if they found 3 dead bodies that Ahmaud Arbery done killed up in that house, that incomplete house. It still don't give them white men the right to follow this young black boy and hunt him down and take it amongst themselves with rifles, shotguns, and do what they did. So it doesn't, I don't see no type of evidence that could possibly come out that would change my mind. But I do have faith in the system, and white people, most white people are not racist as a lot of black people make them out to be. It's going to be reasonable people, and they're going to make the right decision. Stop thinking that all white people and the whole system is just completely racist. It's nonsense. Oh, but Nate, black people always get more time, and that even is more context to black people getting more time. If a white person and a black person do the same exact crime, right? They do the same exact crime and they together doing the same exact crime and get busted together. If the black person already done robbed the liquor store in the past, he's on probation, he already got pending charges, whatever the case is, and the white boy got a clean record and good parents that's going to put up money for an attorney, absolutely, the black person is going to do more time. A lot of times we don't factor that in. A lot of times Pookie and Ray Ray got a rap sheet this long and they get more time than a white person. It's not always so white and black the way people try to make it out to be, that black people get more time. That's just not true. Now, if a white person got a rap sheet yay long and then they wound up getting in trouble over something small, they're going to go to jail too for a minute. It's not so white and black. The system is not racist. It's so many laws and things that's in place to make sure that things don't just go based off of race. But like I said, have faith in the system. We'll see what happens with this Ahmaud Arbery case. But I think these 3 white guys are going to get convicted as guilty and guilty and guilty, all 3 of them. Rest in peace, Ahmaud Arbery. Based off of what I seen, honestly, I don't even think the brother was doing nothing wrong. He probably was looking into eventually buying a house, and he might have wanted to see the architect of how the house was being structured. Maybe he had an idea of a certain house he was looking for, seeing if it was for sale. It ain't nothing wrong with looking at an incomplete house. As far as you know, nobody don't own it. You're just checking it out. He might have been looking to buy a house for him and his family. I don't know. Anyway, that's my view. Rest in peace, Ahmaud Arbery. Hey, let me know what you think. Like my video, share my video, comment on my video. Go to my Instagram page, Nate_Savage5050. Hey, and I appreciate everybody who watched my videos. Even if I only get one person to view this, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm Nate Savage, and I'm out.